Do you want to create reports that let your users truly explore their own data? Well, I bet you're missing a trick, because what I don't see people using very often is the decomposition tree. The decomposition visualization in Power BI is without a doubt the most interactive visualization. It lets your users explore their data in a way that no other visualization does. And today, I'm going to walk you through some of its AI native features and show you the trick that I use that makes it even more flexible. Hi, my name's Anne from Adair-Major Consulting, and today we're talking about Power BI's most interactive visualization, the decomposition tree. In the decomposition tree, you've got two fields that you really need to think about. Analyze, which is where you get to pick a single data point for the data that you're going to be exploring. Well, I say single, that's the trick that's coming up. I'm going to show you how you can make this even more flexible. But for now, to understand the basics, we're going to choose one single, analyze, and then look at explain by. The explain by are literally the lenses that your user can use to explore their data. I've got a simple data set here. You can grab it from the link below if you'd like to follow along. So we're going to kick off by adding a decomposition tree to our report page. I'm going to drop in profit into analyze and customer segment, product line and channel into explain by. Right away you can see how interactive it is. I can even use the AI split feature, which lets me choose the highest or lowest values. You really can see how interactive your end user is going to get to choose how they explore their data, choosing each level of the hierarchy, being able to mix and match and switch it around. Also, where it gets really clever is Power BI has built-in machine learning technology to be able to automatically offer your user the ability to dive into what's contributing the most or the least. By choosing these, Power BI will select what the next level of the hierarchy is. What I also love is that you get that little light bulb icon. That light bulb is what's going to tell them in simple English the insight that they can see. When we choose the higher or lower option, this feature is called AI split. In the formatting pane, you'll see that you get to further customize it. You'll see the option for an absolute split. This is looking for the biggest or smallest contributor. So for example, which region had the highest or the lowest sales? It's great for finding raw outliers, your best or your worst performers, without necessarily needing to think about the rest of the distribution. The other option you'll see is relative splits. A relative split goes deeper. It looks for results that are unusual compared to the rest of the data. So instead of just seeing who's biggest, we're seeing who's behaving differently. This is what makes the AI split feature so useful, because it's literally surfacing patterns or deviations that you may not think to look for, and your user may not have the capabilities or the features to be able to get into that data and find that. It's surfacing the insights for them. As well as being able to choose the AI split functionality, you can also tweak the look and behavior of the decomposition tree within the formatting pane. So you can control font size, node shape, or whether the user can expand multiple branches at once. It's worth spending a couple of minutes here to make it feel clean and intuitive for you and your users. When we first set up the decomposition tree, we only added one single data point into the analyze field. Now, that's because that's all it'll allow. I recently had the thought though, if I'd be able to use field parameters to be able to see multiple different options and in fact give my report user the choice. Let's see what happens when I try that. But here's the problem. By going to modeling, new parameter, fields, I can create a field parameter using sales, profit and margin. This will automatically create a slicer on my report canvas, and then I can use that parameter in analyze. But as soon as I add my fields into the explain by, I get an error. The error in fact says there's no field to analyze by. Then when I thought about it, of course I came up with an error. That error happens because of what Power BI is doing in the back end. The decomposition tree isn't just like a bar chart or a table. It doesn't just display data, it actually does calculations as we go. So every time we expand a branch, Power BI runs a new calculation behind the scenes. So this visual needed it to be a measure, something that actually told it how to summarize that data, like a sum or a divide. When we try to just use a field parameter that switches columns, The tree doesn't know what to do with them. They're just raw fields with no aggregation. And that's why it throws the message, no field to analyze by. The fix is to give Power BI proper measures. And then the field parameter is going to work perfectly. I like to make sure our videos keep the code really simple. So if you've ever used Excel, I think you'll actually probably get on with these no issue at all. For sales, all I'm doing is going to sum, so add up, the sales composition dataset, sales column. So my table is called sales decomposition dataset, and the column is called sales. Really similar, total profit, again, we're just summing that column profit from that table. Then my third measure is margin percentage. And here all I've done is divide my profit by my sales to get my margin percentage. And that's it. 3 lines is going to solve all of our problems. Now I'll rebuild that parameter, but this time using those measures. So I select my columns and add it again, choosing to add the slicer to the page. And when I add in my explain by, no error. Now it works exactly how I expected. I can toggle between the profit, sales, or margin, and my visualization instantly updates. Users can still see the AI split, they can still build their own hierarchies and explore the data how they want, but they can now also choose what their very first metric they're analyzing is. I'm just going to tidy up that slicer, switching it to buttons, and making sure I've just turned on single select, so that a user can just pick one metric at a time. It's the same visualization, but it's even more interactive. I absolutely love it, because those little measures means I no longer have to rebuild the same visualization 3 times. It saves me space and time. So that's decomposition trees for you. I hope you learned something new today. This is often an overlooked visualization, and I think they can really add something special to your report. Another visualization that I think people don't use enough is scatter charts. I'm going to leave a video just here telling you all about how I use scatter charts in my reports to make them decision-making tools. Go on, check it out.